Yeah.
when I spoke with him. And but what I did was I called his dad, and we had spoke on the phone. And this is before the day. It was the This was on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So I spoke with his dad on the phone, and his dad's like, "Yeah." I said, "So I got to dad talking to his dad about the Durango and stuff that he liked the truck and everything." And I told him what I was selling it for, and I told him, I said, so we discussed it. And his father's like, "That's fine." He said, "Really?" He said, "We're okay with that." Because I want to make sure they're going to be okay with it before I sold him it. Because he
Mm-hmm.
is 16. And his dad's like, as long as he wants to work and be able to pay his insurance and do all the stuff he needs to do, he said, I'm fine with it. And he's like, he's getting ready to turn 17. He's like, so his insurance won't be as bad. So I'm like, all right. So I sat down and talked to him. And let me tell you something. I was set to pay this kid good this week. And only because I'm telling you what, Kay,
Mm-hmm.
he busted his little ass. But at the same time, he worked really long hours with me.
Oh, it sounds like it.
Because
You
these
can
things,
tell.
some of the things, when you're having to get things done that you just can't walk away from it, you have to stay
Mm-hmm.
there till it's done. Like we had to get the roof done so the water wouldn't leak in the building. The water line had to get it fixed so the water wasn't going everywhere. The other thing, I mean, these things had to be fixed, and we were there for hours because we couldn't leave. But that kid hung in there. So I told him. So we made an agreement. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. You worked your ass off. He said, yeah. I said, I said, and I'm willing to pay you a good amount. I said, this is what I was going to pay you this week. He's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah. He was like, whoa. I'm like, yeah. I said, well, you were worth it. I said, but I also considered this. I could up it a little bit, and I thought about giving you this down on the truck. I said, that way you can get this started with that truck. He's like, truck. Didn't even finish my sentence. He's like, truck. I was like, you want to do the down on the truck? He said, yes, I do. I said, okay. I said, we'll do the money down on the truck. He's like, okay. He said, that's awesome. I said, well, let me give you a thing stating that this is what you have. Okay? I said, but remind you, if you decide later on you want the truck, and I end up paying you, remember this is what you had coming, but I upped it to $2,000 for you. He's like, yes. He said, yes, sir. He said, I mean, Danny.
I was waiting. I was like, oh, God.
Anyway, I said, why don't you go home and relax for some time, take a break and stuff. He's like, okay. He left. He was excited about being able to buy that truck.
Mm-hmm.
So he left. So I went over to see Sarah. I'm like, so? Sarah's like, shut up. I'm like, you still bitchy? She's like, no. I'm like, you feeling any better? She's like, yeah. She's like, my period finally stopped. I said, it did? She's like, yeah. She's like, it was so horrible. I said, I know. That shit sucks. But, I'm like, you really haven't seen him, Sarah. She's like, I know. Sarah's like... I said, what happened was you were thinking too much. And when you think too much, it clogs your memory. So sex was on your mind, and even though you don't want to do it...
Clouds of judgment.
Sarah's like, I know, but... Sarah's like, I haven't done it in so long. She said, I'm a girl. Yeah. But Sarah's like, it's way too soon to do that. Yes, it is. I said, but you're gonna have to talk to him, Sarah. You can't. She's like, I talked to him on the phone. She's like, she said, don't think I haven't gone about talking to him. She said, I talk to him every day. I said, you do? She's like, yeah. She's like, nope, one day I didn't talk to him. She said, because I was really miserable and whatnot with my periods. She's like, so that day we didn't talk. But she's like, he said, I understand. She's like, he wasn't upset. Anyway.
What does that mean? A green umbrella or something?
Anyway, so my mom came by. We're sitting there at my house.
Mhm.
So my mom sits down and we're talking. I make coffee. We're sitting there having coffee. She says, "Son," she said, "I love you to death." I said, "What do you need?"
It's like a child.
She's like, "What?" I said, "What do you mean?" So she's like, "No," she said, "You've done enough already." And she's like, "I love my Jeep." I said, "Well, good."
Well,
I said, "What I did was I traded your SUV in and traded Dad's truck in," and I said, "That's how I got to the Jeep." I said, "I only had to pay the taxes and stuff. I really didn't have to pay a lot of money out of pocket for that." I said, "I just wanted to get you an updated vehicle because you had the two vehicles. It was, just to get you a newer updated vehicle." She's like, "Thanks." She said, "I love it." And so my mom has a little bit of money. She's not broke.
Mhm.
Okay, my mom lives just fine. But she gets a check every month. She has some money in the bank and whatnot. And she was like telling me that she looked at a living room set because she wants to replace her living room set. My dad has built onto that place and everything else.
Mhm.
And because my dad got a settlement at one time, and he put the money into the house, and it's nice with the work he's done when he was alive. But anyway, so she was like, she was looking at a living room set. It was $1,700, and she's like, I'm debating on buying it. She's like, because I don't know if I should spend the money or just sit on the money to make sure I can pay